Get ready. Going on the front, but does it at the back? Oh! Hey guys! Today I'm gonna make a test that I wanted to do for a long time. I will try to answer the question if it is safe to use gloves while working on a belt grinder. There are a lot of people who say that you should absolutely never use gloves on a belt grinder. However, there are also many sources that say that it's okay to have gloves as long as they fit well. First of all, we have to determine what safe to use means in this context. For work safety, we have to look at the benefits and the risks of using our PPE. Benefits of gloves are protection against the belt itself, against sharp edges on the workpiece that can start to appear during grinding, and also the heat that will be produced. The risks are obviously getting your hand pulled into the machine. The type of gloves we'll be testing are these nitrile gloves. We have a thicker one, which are household gloves for cleaning, and these thinner one-use gloves. These are vinyl gloves. These are standard cheap work gloves. We have cut-resistant ones that fit very well. And we also have leather gloves. These are the ones I use for blacksmithing and for welding, for example. The grinder is equipped with a fresh 60 grit belt and also a Scotch-Brite belt, which should be the best for pulling and stuff. So, now that we've determined the test parameters, I think we should just get right in. Now we're here at the voiceover section. I started off with the vinyl glove because I actually thought that this was the worst one, but as you can see, it did a pretty good. It wasn't sucked in at the front, not even slightly on the side, but as you can see, if you really put it in between the top roller and the belt, then it is obviously going to get sucked in. But you have to be really negligent when using your belt grinder to get in this spot, unless you work in the top maybe. With this one, it was the same. It actually only was sucked in when we put it in the back. The black one, maybe on video it looks the same, but it had more grip on the front. I could feel it in my Safety Stick 9000. But it still wasn't sucked in, only when I put it in between the roller and the belt. The nitride gloves, here you can maybe see and hear it. It had really good grip in the front, so there was maybe some danger in getting pulled in if you had your hands very loosely. But to actually get hurt, you needed to be on the back. Again, like with the other plastic gloves. With the Scotch-Brite, it was actually weird. Sometimes some gloves got sucked in harder with the Scotch-Brite, and some gloves less. But as you can see, still, if you aren't careful, then you're going to get hurt on your belt grinder while using it. The work glove actually surprised me. I really thought this would work, but it got instantly sucked in as soon as it touched the grinding material. The cut-resistant one didn't do much better. On the grinding belt, instantly got sucked in. On the Scotch-Brite, I could feel the resistance, and then eventually it got pulled in. So this could really hurt you. The leather glove did better. It wasn't as bad as all the fibrous gloves. So maybe it is safe to use a leather glove as long as you're only working in the front. There was some resistance I could feel, but not nearly as bad as with the other ones. So for heat protection, a leather glove may work. Then I tried cutting up the vinyl glove so that it would tear off easily and maybe save your hand. But as you will see, it didn't really do much. It did tear, but I cut up all the fingers, and those ones didn't rip, even though I almost cut all the way through. Now we're going to attempt it with a little finger supplement, which is a piece of sausage. Get ready. Going on the front, but does it at the back? Oh! I think we have to cut a patient open to see the damage, but I can already feel that's not the sausage that I put in. So let's cut him up. Oh, that's kind of horrifying. If you were to mention that that's your finger, because this is how it looked when I put it in. That's not great. Now we're at the end of a little experiment, and I think we got some great results. I actually didn't expect these to do this poorly, because these are the ones I actually use for grinding myself. But it seems like anything with strong connecting fibers is a terrible idea, and these are by far the most dangerous ones, because you can actually get sucked in while you're at the front of the grinding pattern. The other ones didn't really do that poorly, because you actually needed to get in between the belt and the wheel at the top and the bottom. And at least during normal grinding, if you're just doing your bevel with your bevel jig, or in general working at the front of the pattern, it's not really a great danger to get behind the belt. But if you work on the top, on the loose belt, if you do your finished bevels, like your convex grind, or you're cleaning up pipes or something like that, then I wouldn't recommend wearing any gloves whatsoever. You just have to either use tongs to hold your piece, or just be very careful with your fingers, because all of these were able to be sucked in. And also we tried cutting up these ones. These ones I think actually did the best, because the surface is very, very slippery. So it had the least danger of getting sucked in. So I cut this up to give it an even better chance of surviving. But still, I cut up every of these fingers and then the back, and still the fingers were still sucked in, and it only ripped at the back. So I wouldn't even do the trick where you cut into your glove multiple times to give you a greater chance if something happens, because it clearly doesn't work 100% of the time, so it's stupid. But I'm still happy with the results. It was quite funny, and it was quite bad to see how the sausage did inside of this thing. You really have to be careful with these grinding machines. It got a 1.5 kilowatt electric motor, so there's no chance of resisting it. It will just eat up your hand and your fingers. So the conclusion is, nitride gloves are okay as long as they fit well and you're only working on the front of the grinder, and you're really careful about staying away from your rollers on the top and the bottom. And every other glove, maybe a leather glove if you got good fitting ones, because this will protect you from heat a lot better. But anything with fibers, like these cut resistant gloves or even your standard work gloves, you can see it has this stretchy fibrous material. It will not tear, and it will suck your finger in, even at the front, if you're using proper aggressive grinding belts, which you're probably going to use. So thank you for watching the video. I hope you had a lot of fun, at least as much fun as I had doing the experiment. And I hope to see you on the next one. Have a good day. Bye bye.